Look, insights and data are absolutely critical in business and not different from our perspective. When the opportunity presented itself back in 2015 to look at the Chatime opportunity, as you rightly have identified, very much an Asiatic consumer, the appetite of the board was to understand and explore whether there was a broader opportunity to develop the Chatime mark and business to appeal to a greater subset or cohort of consumers. To do that, we needed insights. We needed to understand the core audience at the time, but more importantly, the opportunity for the Australian market and the role of Limbic from an insights perspective, understanding those personality behaviours of those cohorts within the Limbic infrastructure has and continues to be incredibly important to us, not just from a domestic level, but as we now look to broaden and deepen our global penetration in core markets and, more importantly, new market opportunities, that has become fundamentally critical in our development moving forward. The bubble tea market today is valued at $2.4 billion. It's quite a significant amount, but when it's benchmarked against other beverage categories globally, it's a drop in the ocean. So we see the opportunity around understanding our core consumers and the opportunity at a global level as we evolve from being a boba-only brand to being a true beverage brand. So understanding the behaviours of those cohorts, but more importantly, their expectations on functionality in beverages moving forward is critically important to us as we develop our strategy moving forward for, as I mentioned earlier, not just our core markets, but new market opportunities for 25 and beyond. It plays a consideration, but understanding behaviour of consumers within those cohorts or subsets is critically important. Time and time again, particularly in the current macroeconomic environment, we talk around value and we talk about the importance of what value means to a consumer. And that's multifaceted. It's not just on price. What is that relationship between the consumer, the customer, and the brand? And so Limbic plays a critical role in understanding those behaviours, and more importantly, how do we engage with our consumers in a meaningful and purposeful way to drive engagement and, of course, drive business performance. So Dr. Group's been a strategic partner for many, many years, and we continue to have a very strong relationship, not just at a domestic level, but as I mentioned earlier, at a global level. And the Limbic's insights is playing and will continue to play a pivotal role as we look to develop our global strategy, because the Limbic profile isn't specific to a market. It's around those insights, around those consumers at a global level. And so taking and applying those learnings that we have been able to leverage over the last 8-9 years at a domestic level and apply that in our global approach moving forward is critically imperative for us from a performance perspective moving forward. How do we effectively communicate that to our franchise partners, our investors, and more importantly, their team members within those environments to ensure that we're getting consistency of the brand delivery and really building on that brand value, what the consumer sees and reads and feels from a brand perspective at a top line perspective. How does that translate in a real world retail environment, whether it be in our digital ecosystem or whether it be within our four-wall environments as well. We're all driven for what the business needs to achieve and has been over a long period of time. And in a hyper-competitive category, being bubble tea, it's a critically imperative that culture piece translates not just from a central support perspective and a global perspective, but more importantly, at the coalface of our business. And that's within our many, many retail environments across the country.